Well, welcome back to The Point. Earlier this month, sexual abuse and stolen generations survivor Glen Atkinson was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Now he and his family are fighting for compensation and recognition from the government before he dies.
See the ghost up on the hill.
I want the government to give the stolen generation compensation.
A final plea from a dying man. This is Glen Atkinson. 4 weeks ago, an 8-centimetre tumour was found in his liver and his life expectancy cut dramatically short.
Everything else in my body's fine, except my liver, to drink away the memories of the orphanage days. That's the cause of it.
He's now in a race against time to win compensation for himself and his family. It's a fight that started 53 years ago. Glen was taken to the Alexandra Babies home at just 18 months old. By the age of 5, he was moved to the notorious Ballarat Children's Orphanage, where his formative years were shaped by beatings, sexual abuse and the theft of his connection to both his family and country. Glen would spend the next few decades between homelessness and prison.
They took everything from me. They took my family. Once they took that, they took my dreams. They stole my dreaming. They just destroyed everything.
Everything that's happened to him, you couldn't even make that shit up. You know, all the things that have happened to him, and, you know, how many times he's been in and out of jail, that's horrendous.
In a life of tragedy, Glen has found some joy. We first met him 2 years ago on the happiest day of his life.
Glen and Miriam, husband and wife, you may now guess the bride.
Both survivors of the stolen generations, the couple became close after Merrin helped Glen look into his past while working for the Bringing Them Home report.
I don't understand how people can be so cruel to humans. It's just not right. And, you know, how can a government and the churches and the orphanages or whoever, all the people that were involved, how can they sleep at night?
Almost 2 decades later, and Merrin is continuing to fight for her husband. They want to see his application under the National Redress Scheme for Institutional Child Sexual Abuse approved before he dies. But there are already hurdles in sight. Of the more than 2,000 applications lodged in the 6 months the scheme has been open, less than 50 payments have been made. The government say it will fast-track applications where possible, but that applications cannot be progressed if the institution responsible for the abuse is not participating in the scheme.
So CAFS is the organisation that used to run the Ballarat Children's Home and Ballarat Orphanage. My understanding is that CAFS Board of Directors have passed a motion that they will join the scheme. Glen's situation and the abuse he suffered at the hands of both CAFS and the state government is the most serious of the abuses that you can suffer. And the maximum payment for those abuses is $150,000, and in my estimation, he should get the full $150,000.
While they wait, Merrin is leaving no time to waste. 2 weeks ago, the family hosted a celebration of Glen's life, giving those who knew him the chance to say one last goodbye.
We've had similar journeys in life, and we've come through some fire. And we could be bitter men, We could be angry. We could be violent because of what we have been through. But both of us are better than that. And it took us from a family, took us away. Took us away. Snatched from our mother's breast. Said this is for the best. Took us away. Amen. Children, amen. Our children, amen. Took me 12 years plus, but I came back.
Thanks, Rach. What a great story, great piece, and what a courageous individual.
Yeah, absolutely. I draw so much strength from people like Glen and Merrin, who I'm sure are out there watching tonight. I actually have an update on the story, though. So, as it mentioned in there, CAFS is the institution responsible for running the Ballarat Children's Home where Glen suffered most of his abuse, and they have sent him a personal apology today for that abuse, but that does not mean that the compensation is coming through anytime soon, because apparently the paperwork has been lodged. I don't know where it is at the moment, what bureaucracy is holding it up, but right now it's between the National Redress Scheme, the Department of Social Services and CAFS, this institution, to find a solution to speed it up, because Glen is not the only person who is terminally ill or very elderly waiting for compensation for the abuse they suffered. And this is something that the redress scheme and all compensation schemes have to take into consideration.
Yeah, it's quite mean, isn't it? It's quite mean.
It's cruel.
But a courageous man.